so as you can see, I am wearing a different wig, and this is by the brand called WECAN. And I was kind of hesitant with this wig only because it did have some waves to it. It was a lot more curlier than it was, or the waves were a lot more bigger than they are right now. I did tone them down a little bit with a straightener, but yeah, wigs with waves, it's always like a love or hate relationship with them, because eventually down the line, if I'm wearing them a lot, and with synthetic wigs, they tend to get frizzy, especially if you're wearing them a lot. No matter how well you take care of them. And I've always noticed with me, with curly wigs like this or wavy wigs like this, the frizz does happen. I feel sometimes the frizz happens a little bit faster than the straight wigs. And so I was kind of hesitant, like, oh, am I gonna wear this a lot? And is this gonna be a wig that I'm gonna barely wear? And I've decided that no matter what, I think I am gonna wear this a lot more than I thought I would, because of the curls. But I think I'm gonna wear it a whole lot more in spite of the curls, because this wig is actually a really good deal. It is $19.99 on Amazon, and this is kind of like the ASA or AC wigs, where they have just like a small little portion right here where it's lace, and then everything else is not. So as you can see here, there's no lace here at all. You can actually see my part of my my hair here. Same thing here. So really, this is the only part right here you could see where there's the lace. Which, it doesn't really matter really to me. I'm pretty cool with it just having this little part of lace, and that's it. The one thing I do like about this wig better than the other is the waves are a whole lot more, I guess, you can tame them a lot easier compared to the other one that I have. But that doesn't stop me not liking the other one. I do like the other one. It's just that one I have to really kind of limit myself wearing it because of the wave pattern. Because with that particular wave pattern, if I wear it like every day, and that's what I was doing with the blonde one, and I noticed I had to like start slowly straightening not all parts of the wig, but certain parts, just to get the frizz out. And so I was very hesitant, so I kind of took a break from wearing that wig. I'll probably take it back out again when I want that particular curl pattern again. I'm not saying I won't wear it ever again. I'm just saying, as of right now, the curl pattern, that's the only thing. Like, I think I'd only wear it ever so often, not all the time, because of that curl pattern. But this one is a lot more looser, so I think it's a little bit easier to wear. And on top of that too, if I really want another one of these, it's the price point is not that bad. So it's not like I'm spending like $40 or $50 on a wig. And I think that's where it kind of gets to me, where I have to like really like how do I put it, limit wearing it. If you're buying, like I say, if you're paying like $50 or more on a wig, or even $40 or more, and there's a lot of curls to it, like I feel like you gotta have to limit yourself wearing it, unless you've mastered the whole conditioning the hair with curls and getting those same curls back again, then go for it. But like, I'm not yet at that level just yet, so that's why like I'm very hesitant to buy wigs like that, especially now after me learning about wigs. After I've been almost wearing wigs for almost about 3 years already now, and so now, I have you know, I can see the longevity of how wigs can be. Some wigs can last. Some wigs can only last a week. Some wigs can last a whole year. And there's some that last, you know, just a couple of days even. So I think, you know, by knowing that, by kind of experiencing different types of wigs has really got me to kind of like know what kind of wigs are more suited for me and what wigs are not suited for me. So this one, because of the loose pattern, it really does work really well with me, only because the waves don't get too crazy. I've worn it, today's my first day of actually really wearing it. There's really hasn't been any frizzing just yet, which is pretty good. So that's a good sign. That's a real good sign. And especially too, this wig is one of the cheapest wigs I bought so far. So that's saying something. You know, you would think like a really cheap wig is gonna start frizzing like out of the wazoo, but this one hasn't so far. So again, the transition of color is beautiful. It kind of reminds me of this one, except for this one has more of a warmer tone of a blonde, but the rooting's pretty much the same color. But it's just more of it. So it's really nice. Like it has like a nice faded, you can see on the side here, nice faded where of the colors, and where the two colors meet, it has that nice blending. So it really does have that nice ombre look to it. I wouldn't really call this a balayage. Dye would be more of an ombre, I would say. But it has a really nice transition. And another thing too, this wig does not have the rooting all the way through, but it goes pretty far. So you can see here, this is where it kind of stops, like right behind, like, you know, right behind the ear area. That's where it really kind of starts showing just a straight up blonde. But you have this brown hair, so even if you were to kind of pull your hair back like this, or if you were to, sorry if I'm not looking straight at the camera, if you were to just kind of pull it back, you're still gonna see some of the rooting. So that's the nice thing too. So it doesn't have, so even though it's not all the way through, I wish it did have the rooting all the way through, but since it doesn't, at least majority of it has that rooting. So, you know, when you're trying to if you're trying to hide that you're wearing a wig, it does a pretty good job. I mean, if I just kind of like let my hair just kind of feather it through or poof it up a little bit, you could still see the rooting here. So that's a really good sign that this wig is even though it's pretty cheap, it's the making of this wig is pretty good. Again, I don't really know of this brand very well. Like when you research it, when you type it in on the search bar on Amazon, there's not a whole lot of these wigs. They sell other things too, so I'm not thinking it's just a wig company. If I'm not mistaken, it also sells other stuff, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not like where you have tons and tons of colors. There is a good amount of colors that they do offer, but it's not like 20 or 30 or 40, like they're like different shades of colors or anything like that. This is like for example, this is the only ombre blonde they have. They do have, I think, one or two other blondes, but it's not really an ombre. I think they're just straight up blonde. So so yeah, it is. I mean, again, I don't know if they're planning to do a lot more wigs or not. I'm not too familiar with this brand, so it was a little like oh my goodness, I'm almost walking in the dark with buying this wig. But I did see some reviews, and you know, a lot of the reviews were, you know, it was a pretty good wig. So I'm very impressed. Now, another thing is, this is really shiny. So, and hence again, it's 19 bucks. So, or 19.99, or if you round it up, $20. So of course it's going to be, there are going to be a lot of things that you are going to have to kind of alter the wig a little bit just to make it more, I guess, wearable, I guess you can say. And so I used a lot of dry shampoo. I even used, because the brown was so shiny, I felt like it was super shiny on the top here. It still is a little shiny, but not as shiny. I used, because I'm not using this bronzer anymore, I even use bronzer. So this Hoola bronzer, because the rooting of this bronzer is not quite the same color, but it really did tone down the shine. So like if you have any bronzer that you're not using anymore, if you want to try rooting spray or anything like that, or like dry shampoo that has a brown tint to it, I would highly suggest to doing that for the top portion of here, because it is very shiny. And then the bottom part, just use the regular dry shampoo. It did the trick. Again, it does have some shine to it still, but not like, to me, I feel like it's just a very luscious, almost like young children's luster of shine on their hair. So because when I was looking at my daughter's hair, my 3-year-old, her hair has that nice beautiful shine to it. So that's kind of like what it kind of reminds me of, is of that shine. And we all know, like, if you were to actually dye your hair blonde or bleach your hair, you don't get that beautiful luster of color unless you, I don't know, unless you're, I don't know. I really can't answer that, because every time I've seen people dye their hair blonde, you never see this beautiful shine to it. You never really do, unless after they dye their hair blonde or bleach their hair blonde, they just put tons of oils and oils and oils in their hair. And as we know with blondes, especially if you bleach your own hair to make it blonde, your hair dries up, so it will soak up any type of oil. So again, yeah, so I mean, in that sense, I don't know, in that sense, that's the beauty of this wig, is that, makes a blonde so luscious and so pretty. So granted, it is really shiny, but when you put the dry shampoo on it, it still gives you that nice healthy shine, I think, at least in my mind. But yeah, so anyways, I would say the length. Now the length kind of passes like right down where, like, after my my bosom area. And so they're saying, like, I saw this one woman, I think, I believe it's the same brand. It looks very much like it. They even had it on Amazon when they were explaining, where they show the pictures. There's even a little video, and they had a little video of this particular YouTube video that I watched, and she was saying it was, I think, around 22 to 24 inches. So it is pretty long. It's not super, I wouldn't say it's super long, but it's definitely long, and I think it would be longer if the hair is straight and not curly. So yeah, I would say, I would probably agree with her, probably around the 22 to 24 inches, depending on what part of the layers you're looking at, and depending on if you have your hair really have it straight. So yeah, so I would definitely say, yeah, it's roughly around that area, 22 to 24. Again, let's see what else about this wig. Well, let's go ahead and look into the construction of this wig. Now, the one thing I am kind of bummed out about is there is no there's no combs. Well, there's actually 2 combs here, but there's no comb here. So I'm thinking of putting a comb in here, but so far so good. I've been able to wear it with no problem so far. Again, I haven't taken this out yet. I've been at home. I've been at home all day today, so I haven't really taken it anywhere. You know, I haven't worn it to anywhere, but so far it was able to stay on my head. And again, as you know, I have a 3-year-old and I have a 2-month-old, almost 3-month-old. And so with this wig, it stayed on even with those kiddos. Again, as you can see here, so this is kind of like that plasticky part like the other ones I showed you, like my pink and my blonde one, my other ombre blonde one. And then here was kind of like black, so like almost like a dark gray black where the parting's at. So I just put some makeup over it and it looks like, you know, it looks like a part, man. And I also did pluck a little bit. I didn't pluck too much, but I did pluck a little bit, and that kind of also helped as well. So I was able to make some baby hairs like right here up in the front, so that helped a whole lot. And as you can see here, that's full on blonde right here. So again, this isn't my ideal thing I would want as a wig, only because again, if the wind really blows, again, like super really blows really hard, you're gonna see all that blonde right there. So what I'm planning to do is to definitely put some the rooting spray. I need to get some rooting spray and put some rooting spray right here, just to make it a little bit more realistic looking. Again, it doesn't look bad now, but just to be on the safe side, if I wanted to put my hair all the way up, for example, which I don't think I'm going to do with this wig, but if I wanted to, or if I was moving it around and people noticed the bottom part was just completely blonde, at least if I was to put some dry shampoo here, or not dry shampoo, but some rooting spray here, either they're not going to notice it too much. So yeah, so this is the wig. And again, like here, this is a pretty nice thing how like the rooting right here just kind of goes even further down. So that is, you know, I mean, you see that a lot, you know, those, you know, even when I do my own hair, when I do when I do ombre for my own hair, the back always has a little bit more brown than it does in the front. And so that's what's really nice. It looks very, again, the rooting looks very seamless. So again, that's the key for these types of wigs. You know, when you do get a cheaper wig, you would like, you know, you don't always see that all the time. And so that's the nice part about this particular wig. Even though it's a whole lot cheaper than some other lace front wigs, it really has a lot of nice, there's a lot of great parts to this wig. And then also there's, again, the little bra strap things to make it tighter. And that's the thing, because there isn't a little hook thing, I just make sure it's a little bit tighter, just so it can stay on my head pretty well. And then these are the ear tabs. And to be honest with you, this is a pretty comfortable wig. Now I do wear it with a wig grip again, and I think it's even more important for me to wear a wig grip with this particular wig, because I'm not using the side combs at all, and I only use the back comb when there is a comb. So again, this is what it looks like. Yeah, so again, I really like this wig. It's just a very nice, easy throw on wig. And there you go. Okay, right there, right there, and then there you go. And so as you can see here, again, this is why, another reason why I really love it, it just matches my roots so perfectly. So even though this does have curls, it is curly, there's curls in it and waves, I still feel like if I am This is probably going to be one of my everyday wigs right now. So I'll probably be going back and forth with this one and this one. Just because if I want to have more of a warmer tone color of blonde, I know this will be definitely it. And you know, again, the waves are not that bad. So having the waves not be that bad, and if I really do truly need to get another wig, then I can easily do that. I can easily do that, and it's not gonna be breaking the bank too much. It's only 20 bucks, so how can you go wrong with that? But yes, anyways, that is pretty much it, guys. Please like and subscribe, and yeah, all right, bye.